just too dumb. Chat, do you enjoy Christmas? It's my favorite holiday, personally. Even though I'm an atheist, it is my favorite holiday. Jesus is our Lord and Savior. I'm an atheist. You're going to go to hell if you sin or something. I'm an atheist. But Christmas is great. It's a good time. A lot of cheer. There's snow, at least for now, as the warm world gets warmer. There's presents. Love to give a present. There's the cookies, the aesthetic in general. Michael Bublé, Mariah Carey, Wham! These are all things I love about Christmas. But the thing I love most about Christmas, and one of my favorite memories that I think we all share, right? One of the best parts about Christmas is definitely when your parents forced you to sit on some old man in a costume's lap. It was like, take pictures with Santa Claus, child. Touch this smelly alcoholic man who works seasonally as a Santa Claus. Just touch him. Let him sit on your lap. Sit on his lap. You don't know what's going on under that suit. Well, you know what's going on under this suit. Not a goddamn thing. The safest lap to sit on in the world is Ben Shapiro's dry, sexless lap. He's like a Ken doll down there. It only comes out for efficiency's sake when he needs to procreate. When he needs to make another Shapiro, the pod opens, revealing his seed, and then you can fertilize yourself with it. Kind of like a seahorse. Yeah, he's kind of like a seahorse. I'm pretty sure that's true. So this is Ben Shapiro's must-watch Christmas movies.
Christmas is just around the corner. You know what that means? The best Christmas movies. They're all going to be on TVs.
Okay, am I crazy? I'm going to play this last 7 seconds over again. The cadence of his voice sounds exactly like that text-to-speech Ben Shapiro bot on the internet. You guys know what I'm talking about? Does anyone have the link to that? I forgot what it's called, but you know the one. We've done it on this channel before. He sounds like, listen to this. He sounds like a speak and spell.
Alrighty, folks. So, Christmas is just around the corner. You know what that means? The best Christmas movies. They're all going to be on TVs.
He's like changing cadence and inflection the whole time. That's an amazing. Look at this. Look how smart this fucking guy is. God, he's so intelligent. You can just tell. You know what I mean? I guess we got to tweet that. It is of course tradition, just like Christmas. Just like Christmas.
So today we're gonna go through some of my favorite Christmas movies.
The lighting is pretty jarring. I agree, Electro. He looks very similar to. You guys remember those videos that went around? God, maybe you're too young. Maybe you're too young. Back in the day, there were infomercials late at night, and infomercials were fascinating. There was this one though that I think was a rerun from the late 90s or the mid 90s. So I was a kid when this was out. So a lot of you guys probably don't know, but it was like for like dating things, and they would show like different like dating profiles, and it was like just a fella there. You know what I mean? 90s dating video. Like, can I find this for you? This right here.
Are you looking for me? I'm looking for someone.
Okay, early to bed, early to rise makes a woman healthy, wealthy, and wise. That's why you're wiser than me. It's Stephen.
Hi, I'm Maurice.
So, if you don't realize what's happening here, these guys are petitioning for you to date them and call them. This was I guess I mean honestly, this is just kind of like just analog Tinder.
I'm an executive by day and a wild man by night.
Hi, my name's Monroe. You've probably already noticed that I have incredibly blue eyes.
Hi, my name is Phil.
Big Phil, dude.
Most of my friends call me Big Phil.
Big Phil.
Okay. I like to talk to people deep into the night.
I play guitar.
I'm Eitan.
Hi, I'm Fred.
Hi, my name's Mike, and if you're sitting there watching this tape smoking your cigarette, well, hit the fast forward button, because I don't smoke and I don't like people who do smoke.
I love this shit. That shit's so fucking funny to me. Anyway, that's what Ben Shapiro looks like. Same vibe, just higher definition. That was the joke.
Video is sponsored by ExpressVPN.
I don't care about ExpressVPN. I'm going to be totally honest to you. What is this shit? Wait, is this an ad? Oh. Ben Shapiro's top Christmas movies.
Alrighty, let's begin with the shop around the corner. This is an Ernest Lubitsch classic. There was something called the Lubitsch touch. For people who don't know old film, Ernest Lubitsch was famous for making these very nostalgic and charming films that really kind of tugged at the heartstrings. Later, the film would be remade as You've Got Mail with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. But the original film is actually based on a Hungarian play. The movie is Jimmy Stewart, very, very young Jimmy Stewart. This is 1940. And Margaret Sullivan. And the basic plot is the same as the plot of You've Got Mail. It's these two people who live next door to one another. And they end up corresponding via the mail. And they fall in love that way. He figures out earlier than she does.
What's interesting to me about this is that movie came out in 1940, right? And then we had You've Got Mail before that. But people were really weird about online dating. You know what I mean? Really weird about online dating when it first started. Do you remember that? Do you remember when you had your first internet person that you were kind of crushing on? And I know a lot of us grew up in this age so it happened to us. And then someone would ask, where did you guys meet? And then you'd have that fucking sweaty moment of the sweaty meme where you press the two buttons. Do I tell them the truth or do I tell them I met them at a party or something? You know what I mean? That was so weird, right? And now it's just yeah, we met on Twitter and we fuck constantly. You know what I mean? That's pretty much, we don't care anymore. Very interesting.
That he is corresponding with her, but she has no clue. She despises him. She thinks he's terrible. And it's this very charming romance. It's really a bit of a tearjerker, and it's definitely a film that stands the test of time.
I like the idea of Ben Shapiro corresponding via USPS mail with his tryst. I want to see a Ben Shapiro sext. What's his wife's name? Hold on. Ben, it's Mal or something. Shapiro's wife. What's her name? Moore Shapiro. M-O-R. Dearest Moore. Are you ovulating? I find this to be an optimal time for copulation. My seed is available for recovery at your nearest convenience. Please remain as dry as possible. Your love, Benjamin Shapiro. P.S. Thank you for the half erection. I like to think that Ben Shapiro is only capable of half an erection. That's my Ben Shapiro. That's my Christmas Ben Shapiro. Half an erection. He's too polite to get a full erection. You know?
Alrighty, next, we've got Meet Me in St. Louis. So this is
Meet Me in St. Louis. Okay, look. Ben Shapiro, I think on your all-time Christmas movie list, and I know, granted, he grew up sort of in the film industry, his dad and stuff, and his mom, I believe, were part of that. So a little bit of a pass on how fucking pretentious this is, but let's be honest. This is your last, super old Christmas movie that you get to say without feeling like you're just an out-of-touch crazy person. And, yeah, I gotta be honest, that's probably not what's gonna happen. He's probably gonna be doing more of this.
A Judy Garland classic. So if you were gonna make a list of the best Judy Garland movies, this one is a top 5. The best Judy Garland movies, obviously Wizard of Oz at the top of the list. A Star is Born with James Mason is near the top of the list.
Wow.
Meet Me in St. Louis is a classic. It's got a great score. Margaret O'Brien, who's the little sister to Judy Garland, she actually won an Oscar for this. Some of the best child crying you have ever seen is in
It is of no surprise to me whatsoever that Ben Shapiro rates movies based on the quality of the children within it crying. He thinks, yes, that's not a believable child crying in this film. I've seen children cry much harder in person. Much more realistic. Love it. Love that for Ben Shapiro. Best child crying in film. If that's what you're into, just saying. He's like, you know those people that look for they like tally where the tits are in different movies. Like, oh, look, celebrity tits in this one. I just learned yesterday from my friend that does this. Oh, celebrity tits. Red Sparrow. What was the girl in? What was her name? The actress in? I said girl. She's a woman. I'm a dumbass. The woman successful actress, Jennifer Lawrence. I guess she has titties in Red Sparrow. I found that out. I've never seen that movie. But yeah, same energy. Same energy here, but creepier. I can understand and justify. If you're like, damn, dude, I don't really want to watch porn, makes you feel bad, but I'll watch Jennifer Lawrence in trying to jack off like a 15-year-old. But child crying, come on, man. VHS damage from all the pauses, shit.
All I can think of is Shapiro sexting robotic phrases. If you read those sexts to children, they surely would cry.
Thank you, Electro Retro, for the $20 donation. I love listening to the Australian man talk to us. So anytime you guys want to do text-to-speech, please do in the exclamation point Streamlabs there. That was glorious. Yeah, he definitely reads robotic. If I could get a Ben Shapiro Streamlabs donation thing, I would do it in a heartbeat. Thanks for following, Nawful. Jennifer Lawrence does have titties, I guess.
This film. It also is famous because of the classic song from Meet Me in St. Louis, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, which is from this original movie, and it's Judy Garland singing it. What's hilarious about that song is that the original lyrics to that song are super dark, because the movie actually takes place around the World's Fair in St. Louis, turn of the century, and the idea is that the entire family is considering picking up and moving from St. Louis to New York. And so the entire movie is about whether they're going to do this or not, and Judy Garland is falling in love with the boy next door, and all this little girl really doesn't want to go. And so there's a point where she runs outside and she smashes all of these snowmen that they've made out in the snow, and Judy Garland then sings to her, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. And it's sort of at the turning point of the film. So the original lyric to that song is not, Have yourself a merry little Christmas, let your heart be light. The original lyric to the song was, Have yourself a merry little Christmas, it may be your last. Next year, we may all be living in the past. So yeah, they decided not to go with the super dark version, and then they created a Christmas classic out of the song.
Is that really dark? It feels like moderately dark, like moving. You know what I mean? Like feels like not even, like barely in the shade. Like we turned the hall light on, but we still have the light in the living room on. You know what I mean? So we're fine. For conservatives, yeah, moving. He's never been poor before. Poor people move constantly. They're like, yeah, another Christmas in a different place. That makes sense.
Mormon Jesus.
TYT, thanks for the raid. Wow. Appreciate it.
Her ramble was just a
Welcome, Raiders. We're watching Ben Shapiro talk creepily about his favorite child crying in Christmas movies. That's not a joke. He did like a good 3 minutes on children crying. Welcome.
Alrighty, next, While You Were Sleeping. So, an actual great modern rom-com, naturally that means there's a bunch of stuff in there that wouldn't make the cut today. Like there's a character who likes wearing women's shoes, and this is played for a joke. Now, of course, that would be considered transphobic to make a joke.
What, is he trans or just wait, what? That's not what trans people... Wait, does Ben Shapiro think trans people are just masculine fellas that like to wear pretty shoes? That's not transphobia. Is anyone offended by this? I guess I don't know how it's played. Maybe it is like that.
So I heard you like Australian accents. Today, Crucky, Vegemite, or something.
Thanks, Antipodian Squid, for the $20 reduce. I appreciate that. Helping me pay for my home theater that will feature crying children in Christmas movies as well. I appreciate that. That's good shit. Hey, thanks for following. If you don't know, I guess I should probably introduce myself. I don't know if you guys know who I am. I'm Jake, actual Jake. Chat pays for me to wear this ridiculous corn costume. You may have seen it in the past. We do lefty politics here, and it's pretty funny. And we do food and sex. It's fuck, feast, and make fun of Ben Shapiro. That's the whole thing. So if you're into that, stick around. I think you'll like it. We're also a very positive community. You're not going to see us do a lot of really toxic shit. So if you're toxic, please leave. But if you're not, hey, fucking hang out, dude. You know what I mean? Also, not for nothing, we have an incredible LGBT community here, which is why we have the pride flags and stuff on the right side. Chat gets to when they donate, the top donators after the
Ramble was just a gorilla.
at the beginning of the stream, I get to choose from these things. So, but yeah. Anyway, love your faces. Thanks for hanging out. If you do leave, that's okay. I love you anyway. Come on by whenever you have a chat. A chat? That's not a word. A chance is the word. Thank you. Anyway, if you want to wear pretty shoes, just do it. I don't know. Katie Porter's Whiteboard is a great name. Thank you so much for following. If only, and if you never show up, I just hope sometimes when people gift subs to the channel, and that happens pretty often, that I hear your name, that I get to read it, because that's just so fun. I like that shit. Katie Porter's Whiteboard. Hell yeah.
Out of that. But the movie is quirky and charming and still really fun to watch. It is young, excellent Sandra Bullock and Bill Pullman, who of course plays Bill Pullman.
Oh, and also, if you're into D&D, because you're new here, if you're into D&D, guys, like you watch Critical Role or anything like that, we do a live play D&D show on every Thursday. So tomorrow, we'll be doing it at 6 p.m. Eastern. So come and hang out. It's a really great time. It's called Charisma Saves. Love your face.
Pullman. He's the same person in every single film. There's never been a movie with Bill Pullman where Bill Pullman is not Bill Pullman.
I'm a prince.
But it is Sandra Bullock and Bill Pullman, who plays the brother of a guy who basically is knocked out, and he's knocked out the entire film. He's in a coma, and she pretends to be his fiance while he's knocked out, and ends up falling in love with Bill Pullman, who is the brother. It's a really charming film that ends with a Christmas celebration. Already next on the list.
Oh, please be something from the last 20 years.
The Bishop's Wife. So this is sort of a forgotten classic. They tried to remake it as The Preacher's Wife with Denzel Washington. It's not nearly as good a film. The basic movie is about David Niven, who plays a bishop, and he really, really wants to build this new church. And his wife is Loretta Young, and he's kind of ignoring her and what she wants and her desire to build.
Why is Ben Shabiba wearing a weird Hugh Hefner smoking jacket? Oh yeah, you guys came in after that. Because it's from one of these.
Okay, I'm looking for a trendy girl with a simple
90s dating videos.
smile. Wait, it says here. Oh, excuse me.
I don't know. What I'm not looking for is some big, overgrown monster that's always thinking about food and.
Whoso finds to himself a joy, doth its winged life destroy.
That guy eats the box. Let's be real. That guy gives good head. That's true. Thanks for the biddies, Chipmunk. Nice. I'm a Pathfinder GM myself. Hell yeah. We play D&D 5th edition, but yeah. Is that Prager? No, it looks that's not Dennis Prager. That's Kenneth Prager. Yeah, it's actually Kenneth Prager, and he eats the box and is a lefty. He's actually based. Yeah. But anyway, that's why Ben Shapiro looks like that. He just straight up, he's in a dating video. That's all that's going on here. Penis Drager. Penis is too close. That's too close.
Is about David Niven, who plays a bishop, and he really, really wants to build this new church. And his wife is Loretta Young, and he's kind of ignoring her. And
I love how pretentious this list is, dude.
She wants and her desire to build a family because he's so focused in on he is going to build this church. And
Ben Shapiro, look, we all have these friends, okay? I have two friends specifically that come to mind, okay? That are those types of guys. If they know stuff about a thing, they're going to tell you that they know the stuff about that thing because they know that no one else should know. Like, oh, I know the height of the local mountain exactly, and have the climbing rating on the mountain. Yeah, I've run this specific running trail. Oh, my favorite long distance runner is Benny Algeria. I don't know if that's a fucking person. You know what I mean? Like they have like these weird, like unique This is Ben Shapiro's thing. He's like, I'll be able to tell you about old movies that my wife stays very dry to throughout the whole thing. It's just I know about this, so I'm going to tell you the plot of this movie. No one's obviously like, come on, stop it. Perfectly dry. It's the driest. Yeah, he's a nerd. He's a big nerd. Okay, come watch my D&D stream tomorrow.
And Cary Grant
fucking nerd.
Plays an angel who shows up and essentially begins wooing Loretta Young. And it's just peak Cary Grant. Cary Grant is definitely the most charming.
By the way, the number one nerd that does that is Lord of the Rings Extended Edition guy. Did you know Viggo Mortensen actually broke his foot when he kicked the helmet? Yeah, you do. You do know that now. There's a lot of those. Extended Edition is great, though.
movie star ever. It is not close. I'm not sure even who the close competitors would be. I think the reason they recast this with Denzel Washington is because Denzel was probably the closest thing, but Cary Grant just had a unique charm to him on screen. The movie is great. It's really rewatchable.
No one considers
really funny,
Cary
'cause everything
Grant.
with Cary Grant is charming. And the entire message is about how if you put solely spiritual pursuits above the quasi-humanistic concerns of your own family, you're doing it wrong. You're supposed to have spiritual pursuits via your family, and that's the best way to be both a good Christian and, from my view, a good Jew as well. Alrighty, It's a Wonderful Life, which isn't just...
Jake, did you know Aragorn is actually 87? Yeah, I totally knew that. Did you know Frodo didn't go on his adventure till he was like 70? Yeah. J-Tide and Danzig, thanks for following, dude.
The best Christmas film. It may be the best film. It's a Wonderful Life. It's an amazing, amazing movie. Obviously, it requires very little introduction. You got Jimmy Stewart, you got Lionel Barrymore, and a cast of thousands. And the entire film is a play on A Christmas Carol. The first half of the film is really, really dark. And people forget how dark the performance that Jimmy Stewart gives in this film is. So Jimmy
Stewart! That's the only thing I know about Jimmy Stewart, is that he sounds like this. This is Jimmy.
Stewart was famous for being sort of slapsticky and very Jimmy Stewart. In this film, he gets angry, and when he plays angry, it actually works. Jimmy Stewart, underrated actor. And
you know what's interesting is that it took 15 years for Gandalf to go to the library to rent a book to find out it was bad and to get back. Wild stuff.
Jimmy Stewart is this guy who feels hemmed in by life, and he's
Ben's supposed to look relaxed. Ben doesn't look relaxed in any situation.
His dumb uncle, who's a drunk idiot, has lost all the cash, and Lionel Barrymore is taking advantage of him, and he thinks about killing himself, and he's convinced not to by being shown what the world would be like had he not been born. And then, of course, the community comes around to save him. It is the ultimate Christmas movie. It's about forgiveness.
How does he not realize that capitalism is the bad guy in this movie? Like, for real. That's bad. That's bad stuff. The only reason this happens is because of the ills of capitalism on this poor family.
Forgiveness. It is about community. It's about the unseen contributions that we all make to the lives of the...
Wait. Someone said that he doesn't look comfortable, and now I'm looking at him, and I agree. He doesn't look comfortable. He doesn't look comfortable really ever, does he? I bet... Like, when I'm at my most comfortable, let's be real. Post-nut. Okay? It's post-nut. I can't imagine, like, after coming, right? After Ben Shapiro's ropes. Like, he can't be calm, right? I bet after Ben Shapiro comes, he just fucking like stress cries. You know what I mean? He just has a good stressful weep. Like, oh, that was just a lot to deal with. Oh, it was so dry in there. Ben, you're wrong. Whosoever comes, oh, come on, Sky Come Fallen. Old enough to know better now. Thanks for 20 months. Anodon, thanks for 100 biddies. My nightlight filter, he looks menacing. Good God. Post cream. God. Well, he has procreated twice. We know that. We don't know. I mentioned earlier that he's just like a seahorse. You just retrieve the seed from him, and then he holds the eggs alongside his, groin area, and then the eggs pupate, and eventually they create small Shapiros. Electro Retro, thanks for going to bread and toast into toast. Thanks for gifted subs. Do we really know? Oh yeah. Krasnal, thanks for following.
The people around us. Now, also, Lionel Barrymore is correct. So on a financial level, the villain of this piece is actually the hero, because if Jimmy Stewart actually gets his way, all of Bedford Falls collapses in the subprime mortgage crisis. Basically, Jimmy Stewart keeps giving out loans without proper checking into the credit history of the people he's giving loans to based on his sort of assessment of their...
Of course, Ben Shapiro, in a timeless Christmas movie, sides with the villain of the timeless Christmas movie. Housing the poor. I cannot believe, and simultaneously also 100% believe, that Ben Shapiro sides with the bad guy in the movie. Old enough to know better now. Let's get one to the glitteriest Lady Dread. Appreciate that. Ben Shapiro's a bloody villain. You're not wrong. Nemo, thanks for following as well.
Their own personal viability financially.
The
Lionel Barrymore
mortgage
is much more
crisis.
by the numbers. Lionel Barrymore is a better banker, and that local bank probably goes under. So the movie was supposed to be sort of a quasi-socialistic FDR parable, but the reality is that the real estate policies followed by Jimmy Stewart bankrupt Bedford Falls, and everybody ends up homeless.
Fucking Christ. Glittery as Lady Dread, thanks for following as well.
We'll get to more on favorite Christmas movies in just one
Paladin,
second.
thanks for
First, a few decades ago, Private Citizens used to be largely that.
Oh, is he doing his ad? I'm good, bro. Count me out. Where's the next movie? Count me out. I'm not watching your ad. Jesus Christ, that's a long ad. Holy shit. Most viewed. Right here.
Go to expressvpn.com/bet. Definitely the funniest Christmas movie ever made.
Story,
My
okay.
family and I quote this one
Great
all
stream,
the
hey, thank
time.
you.
Again, there are a bunch of
Wait, was that Ben Shapiro in the bunny costume? That's a really good Photoshop. I'm going to be honest. We got to do that one too. Wait, we should probably do a wider shot. I think that makes more sense. Just on Twitter. Sometimes we take screenshots of the pause chat. We'll get the bunny shoes in there, even though the bar's there. It's just too good sometimes, you know. Just out of context, just like the last Ben Shapiro one, that was pretty good. You know, you got to do it sometimes. Just send it out. Found a video on Native American acorn process. Wow. Okay, so earlier in chat we were talking about. I live in Michigan, and we don't see any sort of like indigenous like restaurants, which is absolutely fucking wild to me. So. That's why that's important to me, and I think that was interesting. Make it to an NFT. I'm good. Why don't you just right-click and save, chat?
Again, there are a bunch of
I
aspects.
tweeted it out. Add actual corn. You can have it for free. That's my art for you. Okay.
Film that just
it's not even my art. I literally stole it from Ben Shapiro.
Would not be allowed today, from the mockery of the Chinese accents at the very end of the movie to the treatment of the leg lamp. But
I think the leg lamp thing is fine. What do you mean? I definitely you stole it, so it's a good NFT. True. I think look, we're wokies, right? We're big wokey lefties, right? We're the SJWs that the Shapiro hates, right? I don't care about this. I think this is fine. He's a kid, and he's like awoken sexually by this fucking lamp leg, and the dad is down so bad he fucking also like that. I think that's funny. I think that's fine. Definitely the fragile thing. That's a good joke. Yeah. The Asian singing accent joke at the end is doesn't play well, but you know we can understand in context this is dated. I just want to shout out Jimmy Stewart's 1940, The Mortal Storm, about an Austrian professor who defies the Nazis by reading a communist speech in class. Wow. Good job, Jimmy Stewart.
It is a very, very funny film.
Yeah,
it
it's
is
fine.
a
Who
great
gives a shit?
window into what
he's making up a guy to argue with. By the way, the tongue stretch on this has always haunted me. Like whatever prosthetic or whatever they used for that, like the way it looks, it's almost like translucent, has always haunted me. If they show it, ooh.
childhood is like. Because, again, the whole movie is written from the perspective of
Unless
childhood.
that's that actual child's tongue, which would be even more hilarious.
The great gravitas that is brought to it by the narrator. Very few movies with the narrator actually work. This one, the narrator actually works really, really well, and it's hysterical. When this movie came out, it was actually kind of a massive bomb. It didn't do really well when it came out at the box office, and then it started getting shown on TV, and then more and more people engaged with it to the point they actually ended up making a Broadway musical out of it, and it's become sort of an iconic piece about the season. Home Alone, a classic for the kids. It is kind of
okay. He's picking some good shit now.
Weird that you end up with Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern in those roles because it is really strange, particularly Pesci. That's a weird piece of casting. So Joe Pesci goes on a real run here. He's got Goodfellas, Home Alone, JFK, My Cousin Vinny, Lethal Weapons 2 and 3 are sandwiched somewhere in here. So that's a big run for Joe Pesci right in here. So think of
wow, big Joe Pesci fan. Thanks, J-Tide, for the 100 biddies. Appreciate you.
An actor you would cast in both Home Alone and also Goodfellas. So he's terrifying in Goodfellas, obviously. And then in Home Alone, he's just this slapsticky guy. I mean, Joe Pesci's kind of a shocker because the guy actually has a bit of range, right? And then Daniel Stern is on sort of a bizarre run of his own. So he's done Diner a little bit earlier in the 80s, and then he's in one of my favorite films called Breaking Away.
That was his actual tongue. They used suction to get his tongue to stick like that? Good God. That was his actual tongue? Dude, his tongue has been fucked up forever.
From 1979, which is
an
really
actor acting.
film.
What the
underrated
fuck?
film. That one's
True.
got like Dennis Quaid and Daniel Stern and Jackie Earle Haley, a very young Jackie Earle Haley. Really good movie.
Jackie Earle Haley is great. by the
But
way.
here you've got Daniel Stern in the middle of like a pretty good comedic run. He's got Home Alone, he has City Slickers, and then a couple years later he has Rookie of the Year. So a little bit of a Daniel Stern renaissance right here. And of course, we'd be remiss if we didn't do Andrew Klavan's favorite one, Christmas Carol. Of course, that is his favorite actual piece of writing ever, Charles Dickens' Christmas Carol. They've made it 1,000 times with 1,000 different actors. The best version
That's his
is the
favorite?
I believe it's 1951 version with Alistair Sim.
No, it's the one with Bill Murray. Scrooged. That's the best one. Wrong. Wrong.
It's a really, really good movie and really super creepy. So go check that out if you're looking for a Christmas Carol. Finally,
Muppets Christmas Carol is actually pretty good too, yeah.
Die Hard. How could this not be a Christmas movie? I don't even know.
Every fucking time he makes a Die Hard joke. Guys, can we please stop? This is the asking the teacher, can I go to the bathroom? And they go, I don't know, can you? Of movie reviews. It's the same every time. We get it. You're not funny. Okay? We get it. Die Hard is a good action movie. It does take place during Christmas. I don't care where you rank it. Just stop doing the joke. Just say it is, and then don't fucking allude. No one disagrees at this point. We're all like, yeah, fucking fine.
Understand why this is even an argument. The entire plot is written around Christmas. I mean, they're constantly using the Ode to Joy, and they have the ho ho ho, now I have a machine gun, and they're playing at the very close, the weather outside is frightful. They've got the papers coming down like snow. The whole thing is a Christmas movie. Stop it.
Merry Christmas.
Stop it. Who's arguing that? No one's arguing. Everyone's in on this joke. Everyone agrees with the joke.
Unless what you believe is a Christmas movie is just something that is in line with the thematics of the season. Although this one is too, right? It's about forgiveness, and it's about love, and it's about the true meaning of Christmas, which is blowing up large buildings using plastic explosives. It is a fantastic film. And one of the reasons it's a fantastic film is it's the rare action film where the villain and the hero are both great. So usually in action films, the villain is great, or the hero is great, or neither is great. But in this one, you've got a great hero.
I'm gonna be honest. He's a fucking weirdo. I think the best part about Die Hard is not that it's just a good movie and Hans Gruber's fun, or that like this guy, right? John McClane, not a likable dude. He's a fucking psychopath. He played with that dead body and dressed him like Santa Claus and then wrote on the sweatshirt. He's insane. He's a maniac. He's a cop, by the way. This is supposed to be the good guy, which, by the way, I mean, you know, you're here. You're here and watching this stream. We have an emote for that. we have a bit of an emote for that one. But yeah, fun fact, Roger Ebert hated Die Hard. Part of the reason he hated it was because John was really muscular with little clothes on. Well, I mean, maybe awoken. So, I mean, I think Bruce Willis looks good in this movie. You know what I'm saying? I think he looks just fine.
In Bruce Willis, and then you've got a great villain in Alan Rickman, and they're both just A-game, really bringing it. The
NYPD are upstanding people. Yeah, I believe this is in the height of stop and frisk.
It really works. The dialogue really works. It's fantastic. It's one of the most rewatchable movies of all time. I mean, if this is on TV and you're just coming in on any scene, you're watching the rest of the film. It is just that good.
The Jim Carrey
you have to love
Grinch?
the 80s touch of it being super anti-Japanese real estate investment in the United States. It is a very 80s movie that's taking place in the late 80s, early 90s. And it's just great. It's a great film. John McTiernan, who's the director of this film, he has just a spectacular run right here, right? He has Predator in 87, which is a great movie. He has Die Hard in 88, which is a fantastic movie.
Good, yeah.
And he has Hunt for Red October in 90, which is a fantastic, fantastic movie. And then he makes sort of a parody of himself with Last Action Hero.
Hi, is that guy Cone of Phrase?
But that 3-movie set right there, it's hard to imagine a better 3-movie set for an action.
The cartoon or Jim Carrey? I think the Jim Carrey film is actually really good. It holds up.
Director than Predator, Die Hard, Hunt for Red October in back-to-back to almost back-to-back years. That is a spectacular run there from John McTiernan. Of course, this comes at the height of Bruce Willis mania. Bruce Willis had been on Moonlighting, which was a fairly big hit, but he had not had a film role that had really done anything up to this point. And so they'd considered pretty much everybody for this. They thought Schwarzenegger for this role. They thought Stallone for this role. At one point, they considered Kurt Russell for the role. They were considering Clint Eastwood for the role. The origins of Die Hard are interesting because they actually wanted to base it on like a 1966 book called The Detective, which they...
I believe also, wasn't Die Hard... Wait, is it Die Hard that was supposed to be like a Lethal Weapon thing, or was it Lethal Weapon that was supposed to be a Die Hard thing? One of the movies was supposed to be the other one, but they swapped properties or something like that. I can't remember which one.
They developed into a movie for Frank Sinatra, and then they took the basic plot points.
Why is so much of this video about Die Hard? Yeah, the last like 5 minutes have been Die Hard.
And they reworked that into Die Hard. Bruce Willis was basically everybody's
He just wants to
last
tell you
idea
stuff
for the
about
part.
what he knows.
And of course, it ends up being the role
That's
that
all.
launches his career in the movies. So we've gone over a lot of Christmas movies today, but the one that truly embodies the spirit of Christmas, you know, the birth of the baby Jesus, is of course Reindeer Games with Ben Affleck.
Suck it, reindeer games.
Alrighty, folks. Well, we have reached the end of our review of best Christmas movies of all time. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're Christian, have a wonderful Christmas. If you're Jewish, enjoy the Chinese food.
Why does he... It's interesting. Both times they've done the snow, he looked up at the snow to ham that they paid for snow budget. Like, he did this earlier in the video, too, whenever that happened. Where's that at? Is it over here? Where did they pay for the fucking snow? Like, right there. What the fuck? It's just such a weird thing to, like, only do eyes with. I don't know. He's like, oh, we got snow twice. I don't know. Just weird. Anyway, so there are only Jews and Christians, no one else. That's true. That's true. Do atheists get to enjoy both the holiday and Chinese food? Because that's my vote. Fake snow to go with a fake person. No, Ben Shapiro is the realist, okay? Ben Shapiro is actually the robot he pretends to be. There's no way he goes home and has, like, a different personality, you know what I mean? That's exactly the realist person. Now, a fake person in that he was made in, like, a cloning pod and genetically altered to do this. Yeah, he's sort of like the Kantian, like, whatever they were trying to do with that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Thai food? Ooh, Thai food would be pretty good, yeah. I'll be curious too. I do like a pad Thai. I haven't had a good one in a while though. We don't have any Thai places around here. Do you hear about Abby Shapiro's new song? The song that was dedicated to the moment that she was come inside? I did hear that song. I hope that Ben Shapiro really liked Abby's cream pie song. Like, look, I get it, okay? If you want to have kids and babies and stuff, go for it. Don't care. But when you start singing songs about how you know, in the middle of the passions said to your husband, don't pull out. Like, you know what I mean? We were all there. We were all there. That's weird. Oh, is it weird, King Quill? Because that's what your mom said exactly. Those words came out of her mouth to your dad at some point and was like, just come in me. That's what happened. That happened. All your moms. All of them. Yeah. We've all been there. Yeah. She has a song about that? Oh, yeah.